Chat room, you can't hear me. Hello out there on Twitch. We've got a bunch of folks watching on Twitch. I'm keeping an eye on things over here. Before I start, though, I want to introduce Santosh, who's going to say hello to everybody.
Kpiet just resubscribed for 6 months. Woot. 6 months. New
welcome
cap,
to the
right?
ONETUG meetup for this month, and this is quite unusual for me, so bear with me. Our sponsors for this month is Coding Blocks. Joe Zach is here from Coding Blocks, the coding podcast. So if you want to hear some serious deep dives on books and other serious discussions on programming, hit up Coding Blocks. The room sponsor for today, Power DMS. Thank you very much, Power DMS. Awesome facility, and they are recruiting. So if anyone is interested in joining, hit up Power DMS.
SteelT79 just resubscribed for 8 months.
We are ONETUG, and ONETUG welcomes not only companies or organizations as sponsors, but individuals can contribute from the meetup page. And this is our board. I'm the president. Brian here is the vice president. Tanner, treasurer. Rush is the director of marketing, and Andy is our Director of Technology, and so is Todd. I don't think Todd is here today. And we have a few others, Tim, Craig, and Josek, who help us, and Siva too. So if you want to learn more about ONETUG, we are the Orlando.NET user group, and we host monthly programs, monthly meetups, and nerd dinners. Hit us up at any of these resources. The best one would be Meetup. So if you go to meetup.com/ONETUG, that's where you can find us. Upcoming meetups, we have the Nerd Dinner on June 27th. And July, Tim. I don't know the date yet. So Tim will be giving a talk on July. Other groups in the area, we would not be, this area would not be thriving with tech without all these various groups. And these are some of the ones that I have been to. So I can definitely highly recommend them. The Orlando backend developers, I think they meet over here. Orlando IoT. Orlando Devs, which is the biggest meetup group in the area, and Azure Orlando. So at this point, if anyone has any announcements for the community, feel free to put your hands up and we can certainly announce it on the floor. All right. Tonight's star. I even got the right photo. It's like
yeah, look at that. We look right.
Wrong hat, though.
Wrong hat. No, I wanted to change. That's okay.
Awesome. So, Jeff, I know Jeff for a while. So Jeff has been the keynote speaker at the Orlando Code Camp. So a couple of years back, his keynote was, it's what kicked off our Code Camp. Awesome keynote. He's always been a great speaker at Code Camp. I've met him at various conferences. Recently, I had the honor of going on his Twitch stream, where we talked about online and offline communities. And I don't know if
I have a clip from it we're actually going to show in a little bit.
Awesome. So I won't reveal more, but we will have Jeff talk to us today about Twitch and how to leverage it for how to build a community and learning online. And after our meeting, we'll go over to Lion's Pride, which is downstairs, and we'll grab some food. And I made sure they have, different choices. So that's awesome.
Sounds good.
So if you can hang out with us, that would be
absolutely
really appreciated. And actually, I have one more thing. And let me hand this back to you.
All right.
So, as
oh gosh, we'll have to change hats. All right, hang on.
You don't have to change hats.
Absolutely. Look at that, Orlando.
So I got him Orlando City hats.
Orlando City Soccer. Love that. Check it out there, chat room. I'm repping Orlando, and more purple. Goes perfectly there.
So
Thank you very much.
Without further ado, Jeff.
Hey, thanks so much. Look at that. We got folks in the chat room. I encourage you. There's chat room. There's hundreds of people here. Hundreds. You should see them. They're lined up. It's standing room only here. If you're here, go ahead and sign on to Twitch, and you can jump in the chat room. You see the chat room going up the side here. Folks are talking about all the great stuff going on. I want to put a thank you out there to. It looks like we got a host and a raid from Lannon. Thank you very much for that. I'll tell you a little bit more about what hosting and raiding is with Twitch in just a second. I have a couple clips I wanted to share first. Now, chat room, I know you've seen these clips, so don't say anything. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil the fun here for our friends in Orlando. But, oh, they're not going to be able to hear this. Yeah, you're not going to be able to hear these. I can crank it up. Let me advance. It's amazing. Oh, they can't hear it. Try it sometime. You might like it. Can we hear that? There we go. Try that one more time and see if everybody can hear it. Behold the command line wizardry. It's amazing. Yeah, I think it's going through. Try it sometime. You might like it. I love my Twitch shirts. People see you wearing a Twitch shirt in public, they're like, oh, are you a streamer? Yes. Yes, I am. And they're like, wow. What do you do? What game do you play? I play Visual Studio, man. What's Visual Studio? I've never seen that. Is that a Battle Royale game? No, it's not a Battle Royale game. It lets me write code. I build websites. Ooh. I love my Twitch shirts. No, we already did that one. The program at 34 years old, says Super Brain. 3 years ago. I've been watching this channel too. Then I got a job for 6 months. And now I just got offered a full-time position at the company. Oh my gosh, Super! Hello! We gotta celebrate that. Congratulations! And I think there's the program at yeah. Let me skip. There's another. Where does Live Coders? Nope, I don't have that clip. I didn't load that clip. I have a clip of Santosh that we can share a little bit later. All right, put this back in here, and I'm going to turn back on the camera over here. There we go. So now people can see me. Hello. All right. So as Santosh said, my name is Jeff Fritz. I've been live streaming on Twitch for a little bit here. You can find me on YouTube, Twitch, GitHub, Twitter. I am C# Fritz everywhere, and I want to tell you a little bit about getting started with Twitch, getting started with live coding, and what that means, and how you can build your own communities here. So, I normally stream 4 days a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. And you can find me 2 to 3 hours each day. I've delivered, this is actually show 249 that I've delivered so far, more than 500 hours of live video. I was the host for .NET Conf 2018, Connect 2018, the Visual Studio 2019 launch. I also hosted SharePoint TV for 3 days in Las Vegas. We built a little studio on the second floor of the casino at the MGM Grand there, and that was a lot of fun there as well. Now, I'm going to show some numbers here. Chat room hasn't seen these numbers before. But this is what it looks like. This is numbers that I've collected from Twitch about my channel and how it's grown over time. I take all my numbers out of Twitch and I load them into Power BI. We all know Power BI, it's a Microsoft thing. So that I can look at exactly how my channel is growing, how things are interacting. And I captured this as of the end of March. You can see in just the previous 12 months, I've delivered 112 shows, 323 chatters, average per stream in the top middle there, average 94 viewers each month, 116 is how many I've maxed out at, so that's pretty good size. That's like hosting and having a live session at a conference, at a code camp. It's a pretty good size to have folks joining and watching. And just behind the video, right above me here, you can see the averages that I've had per month and how it's trending upwards. The red line you see going across is the minimum bar to be a Twitch partner. You need to have values above that, and in February 2018, they awarded me partner status at Twitch, which means I get a little bit more access to transcoding and some other specific features to the Twitch platform. So folks all the time ask me, well, why Twitch? Why do you use Twitch? What's so great about Twitch? And when they hear about Twitch, they think of this guy. This is Ninja. And we see the folks on chat room, we also think about, gosh, all those really great emotes. You see the robot emotes going by. I have some emote stickers that I'll share with the folks here in the room. You see the chat room. Chat room, say hello. Can you drop some really cool emotes in there so we can say hello to folks over here? Everybody sees your the chat room there on the right. Say hello to everybody, chat room. We want to make sure that you're there. There we go. Thank you for that cheer, Carrie.
For awesome numbers.
For awesome numbers. Thanks so much, Carrie. Let me grab my clicker here real quick. Come on, chat room. Don't be shy. There we go. John Calloway. Wait, John's here. There we go. Thanks for the pride, right? We're sharing some pride labels on Twitch this month. There we go. So when people think about Twitch, you're letting me down here, chat room. No, they're not going to say anything. So when people think about Twitch, they usually think about gaming and they think about this guy, Ninja. Ninja is the #1 streamer on Twitch. He streams mostly Fortnite, right? Anybody play Fortnite? Nobody plays Fortnite. That's how popular it is. Nobody, okay, 2 or 3 people in the room play it out of the hundreds that are here. So what's really neat is Fortnite's just a battle royale game. But what makes it interesting is our friend Tyler Blevins, Ninja here, he's talking smack. He's having a good time. He's one of the best players in the world. And just like you might watch your Orlando City football team, you want to watch the best players in the world playing the games. And that's what he's doing, is he's showing off, he's showboating at times, and have a good time showing you exactly how good he can be at Fortnite. But he's done some other things, and just like I've done here, he's overlaid some components over his video, so it's not just Fortnite you're watching. He's also got his camera overlaid, just like I've overlaid my camera. He's also got a advertisement here for his Discord server, right? Discord you can think of as gamer Slack, right, chat room? There you go. Thank you, Robert Tables, for all the heck and shipping emotes and the and then emotes. So emotes are a big part of the Twitch culture. We'll talk about those in just a little bit. Love seeing the various emotes go by. Thank you. So Tyler does some really neat stuff as Ninja. He has subscribers. He's getting paid to broadcast on Twitch. This is his full-time job, and he's doing pretty good at it. Now, I've got to show the next one. I know some folks, I saw Fairy Wings there in the chat room. They're going to be a little annoyed that I'm showing this guy. He was just suspended from Twitch, but I got to talk about DrDisrespect, okay? So DrDisrespect is not his real name, clearly. He's not Mr. Disrespect. He's not married to Mrs. Disrespect. He's playing a character. This is edutainment. This is, right? This is all entertainment. So he's playing the bad guy role. He's doing that edge of acceptable broadcasting. He's insulting people. He's making fun of them. He's bragging. He's the best player you've ever seen. And he's done a lot here with the quality of his broadcast. He has you can't see it because it's a screenshot, but he's got an animated background. He's got donations coming in here. He's got his game appearing up here. This is Apex Legends is the game he's playing. And he's got all of his social information going by here. I've got similar things happening here. Underneath my video, you can see the number of followers that I have, the number of folks that are watching right now on Twitch, and I have the current sentiment of the chat room. So when the chat room says things that are kind of sad, it'll go down. But as they say things that are happy, the numbers go up. And they like to play with those numbers. There you go. I am not myself says, hello, ONETUG. All right. There's approximately a 1 million second chat delay. Sorry about that. What can I tell you? So DrDisrespect has a really nice layout here to talk and brag and be that gaming personality that you love to hate. But what's interesting is when he's actually playing the game, he changes scenes. And he has a green screen behind him, clearly, because that other scene wasn't painted on the wall in his room. But he does things like chops out the bottom and makes it look like he's popping out of a portal, right? He's got the rest of the game out here, and he doesn't have very much overlaying from Twitch. But what's interesting and what I want to call out for you is right here at the top. He brags about his mustache. He goes on about how good he looks. So he's sponsored by Gillette. This is somebody who's broadcasting on Twitch for a living, and he's got a razor company sponsoring him. That's pretty impressive, right? And that's not going through Twitch. That's embedded in his video, right? Twitch isn't intercepting there in like a commercial you see on YouTube, right? No. He's put it on there. Gillette is paying him directly. That's interesting that there's that kind of possibility for people streaming on Twitch or choose your other platform. But we're going to choose Twitch. And I'll tell you why. According to the Streamlabs fourth quarter 2018 report, now Streamlabs is a company that makes widgets, they make all kinds of plugins and things that you can use with your stream. There are 1.76 million active streamers on Twitch, compared to 755,000, 69,000 on Mixer, and 87,000 on Facebook. YouTube is 1 million broadcasters behind Twitch. That's a lot. And the number one thing that people are broadcasting and people are watching is Fortnite. 19 million hours streamed. Are you kidding me? 19 million hours streamed. That is a ton of content. But what that also means is there's a ton of viewers. According to that same report on the left, the number of viewers has been slowly increasing to the point where at the end of 2018, there were 1.16 million viewers just on Twitch. And there's also, at any concurrent time, 45,000 people streaming on Twitch. 45,000. 45,000 channels live that you can choose from and watch. That is tremendous. That's a community you want to be in. That's where you want to be. Robert Table says, I actually got paid money for the Gillette song on iTunes. Oh, you actually paid money for the Gillette song on iTunes. I am so sorry. Why would you do such a thing? Should show that time he was popped out of the cannon. We did Sea of Thieves. Yes, he likes to do things with animations. I should be sponsored by G Fuel. We'll talk about G Fuel. So Twitch does some really great stuff. Just to give some bullets about it, it's mostly gamers and gaming content. That's kind of a thing over there. Thank you for the follow, Harry. There's a lot of talk shows out there. You'll see people do their podcast. You'll see people do different things, creative things like cooking, painting, sewing, crafting. I haven't seen her comment there. Oh, I think I saw Fairy Wings off the top. She does chainmail jewelry. She shows you how she makes various jewelry pieces live on video. And you can watch and you can commission her and watch her make whatever it is you've commissioned. Really neat stuff. There's also folks that do in real life content, hiking, canoeing, mountain climbing, shopping at the grocery store. If that's something that you're interested in watching, they do it. Okay? Now, I mentioned DrDisrespect earlier. He's actually he's under suspension from Twitch right now because he was doing some IRL streaming at the E3 gaming conference in LA this week, but he went into the men's room with his camera. So he's suspended right now until further notice. We'll see if and when he comes back. The last bullet, it's kind of behind there, but science and technology content like coding and hardware development, that's where you'll find people like me. Some of the other folks you see here in the chat room as well. Carrie Payette, she's another streamer. You'll find her doing IoT devices. Robert Tables, he does coding with containers, and he's working with Gatsby, the Gatsby JavaScript framework. He shows people how to work with, building websites with that. And on Saturdays, he's building hardware. And most Saturdays, I'm gonna poke Robert Tables here for a second and see if he gets upset about this. Most Saturdays, he's actually building keyboards. He loves building keyboards. That's really cool because I never thought I would build a keyboard. And here's a friend building keyboards live on Twitch, and you can see exactly how the circuit board goes together and all the pieces that make up a mechanical keyboard. Did he comment there? Sometimes people climb on their roofs and fix shingles. He carried his camera on his phone out to his roof and was fixing shingles. You were watching him climb up the ladder. That's crazy. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna watch that too long. It gave me a little bit of vertigo, and I'm sitting there watching on my laptop. So Twitch, anyone can watch. There is no gate like there is for a webinar or for a Zoom meeting or something like that where folks have to log in. Anybody can browse to Twitch. Anybody can turn it on their phone, their tablet, their laptop, their Xbox, their PlayStation. Really great for anybody to be able to participate, which means then you've got phenomenal reach. You have to register as a user in order to chat. You can watch without actually having to log in and identify yourselves. But when you do register, you can then follow broadcasters and be notified when they're live. Folks like me. But there's another level of interaction where you can subscribe to broadcasters and you get custom emotes. It'll remove ads from their channels, but it does cost $5 a month. Or, chat room knows, here comes the commercial. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can use that Amazon Prime account to register, to connect it to your Twitch account, and then you'll get one channel you can subscribe to for free. If you decide to register and link it to your Twitch account, you bring that Twitch Prime, one channel subscription to me. I'll make a donation this quarter to veterans who code. So we've seen cheers pop up here. We've seen some subscriptions. I donate all that money to veterans who code this quarter. Cheers, like the one we just saw from, there we go, from Siva Muthu, is 1 bit is 1 penny. So we saw 100 bits. That's $1 that we'll donate to veterans who code. Thank you for the follow. Is that Rush One Rock? I appreciate the follow. Now, I'm doing some funny things with follows. I usually have a bar up here where I'm measuring and I'm trying to head towards a goal. When I hit a certain number of followers, and when we hit 8,000 followers, I've been challenged to dye my beard rainbow. And especially if we do that before. Thank you, Gareth, for the resub.
Gareth Hubble just resubscribed for 12 months.
There it goes.
Have a 12-month sub, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you. So when we get to TwitchCon, if we hit this 8,000 followers, yeah, I'm going to dye my beard rainbow and be wandering around the conference with a rainbow beard, and that's a ton of fun.
I am not myself just gifted 5 subs.
Thanks so much for that gift. A bunch of folks just got free subscriptions in the channel. I really appreciate that, and we'll make more donations to veterans who code. See, this is weird. I'm managing folks live, and I'm also managing folks online at the same time. A lot of things happening. All right, so what else about Twitch? When you're hosting a channel, you can syndicate content from another channel to your channel. So hosting is a way for me to put your content, and I think we're hosting on the ONETUG channel right now, this content, so it's being broadcast over there and other folks can see us. Oh my gosh, more gift subs.
Tables just gifted 5 subs.
Thank you so much for those gift subs. I appreciate that. So when they gift subs, 5 people that are chosen randomly by Twitch get subscriptions to the channel. They get all the emotes. I have 17 emotes, and we'll see those in a second, that everybody gets. My gosh. Rusty Packrat, thank you for the follow. So that's what hosting is. We're going to syndicate, we're going to put their content on our channel, but you can also auto-host. And that says, if I'm not online and this channel comes online, automatically start broadcasting them, and you can configure that from the Twitch dashboard. And you can raid, and we saw our friend Lannon raided us right as we got started here. As a broadcast ends, just like you might have heard on radio, right? When one DJ's done their shift, they're ready to hand on to the next show, they'll say, oh, now make sure you tune in next. Here comes, so-and-so, and they're going to have great block of content, or they're going to be talking about this on their show today. That's what a raid is. It's a way for us to send everybody watching our channel to the next channel because we're done, and we want to give that next group a little bit of promotion. We want to help them out. Now, the folks that are in the channel can be moderators, and they get a little sword icon next to them. And you can see some of the folks like Carrie here have the little sword icon. They're a moderator. They can ban folks that might be misbehaving in chat. And you can also have VIPs. It's cut off there behind my videos. But a VIP is recognized with a purple diamond icon. And there you go. You see Ancient Coder. She's got a purple diamond there. Thank you so much, Carrie and Ancient Coder, for popping into chat and sharing with folks your statuses. Twitch is a great level setter, right? Everybody can do this. Anyone can broadcast, and anyone can save copies of your broadcast. You don't need to pay money to Twitch. They run a commercial so that they can get a little compensation and cover their costs, but anyone can broadcast and save copies. That's terrific because that means anybody can get that reach and send their content out for everybody to watch. All the emotes and hat badges. We'll talk about hat badges. We should do that. Twitch runs ads before your channel to cover your costs. There's that. There are 3 statuses that you have on Twitch as a broadcaster. First is community status, and that's at the level that everybody starts at. Next is affiliate status, where you can receive, you saw cheers and subscriptions happen. But importantly, as a broadcaster, now transcoding becomes available. Right now, I'm broadcasting at high def, 1920 by 1080 from here over the tremendous Wi-Fi we have. Thank you so much, Power DMS. And we're sending that out 30 frames a second, but if folks are watching on their phones, they're not seeing high def. They want to scale it down. Maybe they want 720p or even 480 resolution. Amazon and Twitch will automatically scale that for you when you're at affiliate status when those transcoders are available. However, when you're at partner status, and that's, my camera's hiding that a little bit. Let's see if we can, there we go. You get more emotes that you can share with folks. You can run custom ads when you want to during your show, and you also get custom what they call cheer modes. So you saw some folks cheer and little things popped up. Well, we can actually change those so they're different things that are important to our culture, our channel. All right, let's put me back up there. Hello. So to be an affiliate, you need to have 50 followers. You have to stream for 8 hours over the course of a month. Stream on 7 different days. So the minimum amount of time it'll take you to reach affiliate is a week. but you have to stream for 8 hours total over that week, and you need to average more than 3 viewers. Now, our friend Robert Tables here, where is he? Robert Tables made it in the minimum amount of time to affiliate, because what Robert Tables has done successfully over the last year or two is he's been involved in the community. He's been hanging out in chat rooms, talking to folks, making relationships just like we do in real life. Communities like this, right? And Santosh talked about some of the other great user groups and meetups in this area. Same thing online. Go hang out in those other chat rooms, those other organizations, and see what's going on there. Talk to folks. Robert Tables did that, and when he started streaming, all those folks that he had made friends with said, oh my gosh, Robert's streaming, I've got to go check it out. Showed up, and he made affiliate status very, very quickly. Let me see, is he going to brag here in the chat room? Come on, Robert, let's see you brag. We might have a bit of a delay here. RJF0306 is here. Hello, that's Papa C# Fritz. That's my father. The parents like to tune in every now and again and say hello. Good to see you. So that's what an affiliate is. Now there's also partner. Partner status means you need to stream for 25 hours over the course of a month on 12 different days. So that's, 12 different days, that's what, more than 3 times a week. And you need to average more than 75 viewers for the duration of the month. That's hard to do if you're on a niche topic like coding or hardware, various things like that. So you've really got to push and make that work. But when you reach partner, now the emotes things happen. Now you always get the transcoding, and you get emotes like these that you can share. My other slide isn't here. Where did my other slide go? I'm sorry, give me 1 second here. I'm looking for a slide that's not here. I don't see it. Rats. All right, we're going to go with this. Bummer, I had a slide with all my emotes here. So everybody gets these global emotes over here. And they're nice. They're things like the normal smiley faces, a heart. This is Kappa. This is one of the first employees at Twitch. And he was very sarcastic is the way I understand it. So whenever people say sarcastic things in chat, they'll end it with his emote as a way to say, oh yeah, this is a sarcastic statement. We really love watching Jeff on his channel. Kappa. Okay, now I know that you're being sarcastic, right? There we go. Of course, 6.5 days, Robert Tables. Hit affiliate. Got the affiliate invite. There we go. So over here, this is Shadow Fox. She's another Twitch partner. Of course, right, Shadow Fox isn't her real name, but Fox and Shadow Fox is kind of the theme out there. So she's got all of her emotes themed around foxes and different things on her channel. So she's got maracas and all these different foxes. So 2 foxtails to look like a heart, right? Face palm. And these last 4 were intended to be after the Harry Potter houses because she likes Harry Potter. Neat. Okay. So that's a way to engage your community and have them get a little something they can play with and have a good time and share here in chat. Really neat stuff. So JAF 1021, there you go. That's my mother is tuned in now. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Great to see it. I'm fine. Yes, I've been eating well. No, I wasn't hanging out at Disney all day today. I was working. Okay, Mom? All right, so, thank you. Carrie just put out all of my emotes here. Just put them into chat. I've got the and then emote. Anybody see Dude, Where's My Car? Right? Okay, I'm not that old, right? And there's that scene where he's going through drive-through, and of course, he's placing his order. Oh, I'd like, wonton soup, and the Chinese woman says, and then, I'd like fortune cookies.
And then,
Oh, I'd like, I'd really like some beef with broccoli.
and then,
And it just kept going and going and going. But what I found is that I say and then so much in chat, so we've made it possible for folks to and then their way to glory in the chat room. And I've got that purple robot throughout here that you can see. Purple robot with a shield, both holding it up and defending. There's a raid bot. I've got the Octocat, the GitHub mascot with a rainbow beard. And I've also got Clippy from Office with a rainbow beard, and I've got stickers for tonight with his logo as well. Thanks so much for gifting that sub.
Lily Hazel a subscription. Robert Tables gifted a tier 1 sub to Lily Hazel.
Thank
they
you.
have given 13 gift subs in the channel.
Thank you. Okay, so why should you start broadcasting? Well, you've got that interactive broadcasting community that's a little bit further than just talking to a YouTube video, right? Or publishing something on maybe Pluralsight or some other video service like that. You have chat and extensions that mean you can talk and show your viewers content and get feedback. That's big, getting feedback. And we've been talking to the chat room all throughout the evening here so far. But you can also host virtual meetups and user groups. And I know you've already started doing that. But, I mean, we're reaching out here. We've got how many folks watching live? We've got 52 in addition to the hundreds here. You know, so we've got a great group of folks that are joining us from all over the place. I know Janescu is in Scandinavia, and our friend Ancient Coder, she's in the UK. I Am Not Myself is on the West Coast. Robert Tables is in Indianapolis. Carrie Payette is actually at the Walt Disney World Swan. That's pretty far away. But this lets you reach customers and the community with a medium similar to talk radio. And you can wear really loud jackets, too. Receive feedback, get paid, you can get internet famous, absolutely. So when you capture for the Twitch platform, broadcast at your resolution. As a community streamer, broadcast at whatever resolution you want at 30 or 60 frames a second. That's important. When you get to 60 frames per second, people start seeing the interaction and it feels more smooth when you watch people on Twitch that are broadcasting at that rate. Your audio is encoded with H.264, 96 kilobits a second to 160. For most of the stuff we're doing, 128 is pretty good when you're broadcasting from about code and that type of thing. The folks that are doing the games that have lots of sounds and explosions and that kind of stuff, they'll broadcast at those higher rates and it sounds great. There's an explosion for the chat room. And you'll be cut off if you broadcast more than 48 hours. It will force you to stop. That's kind of a health thing. If you're up for 48 hours straight streaming, that's a problem. That's a real problem. So what do you need to get started? All right, let's talk about hardware. You're going to need some sort of a PC capable to capture your desktop, camera, and microphone. If you're live coding, I suggest an i7 with an NVIDIA 960 with 16 gig of RAM. My machine at home that I use is an i7 7700 with a GeForce 1060 and 32 gig of RAM. I'm broadcasting tonight using my Surface Book. This is the Surface Book 2. It's fully loaded 15-inch that has the NVIDIA card in it. It's only got 16 gig of RAM, and it's struggling to keep up. So there's that. I recommend you get a good USB microphone. You can use a Rode Podcaster, a Blue Yeti, a Snowball. Those will be really good, and you'll get great sound quality coming out of them. Use a good HD webcam. Don't use the camera built into your laptop, all right? I've used a Logitech 920. Right now, this is a Razer Kiyo that we're using right here. Hello. So you want people to be, if you're going to share your camera, you're going to let people see you, you want to look good. So use a good camera, right? Like I said, the camera that comes on your laptop is, it won't keep up when you need to really start broadcasting. All right. What software do you need to start broadcasting? There's a couple choices. You can use OBS, the Open Broadcaster software. You can find that at obsproject.com. I'll show you how to use that a little bit later. There's also the Streamlabs Open Broadcaster software. So OBS is an open source project. Streamlabs, as a company, took OBS and enhanced it so you could use some of their tools, some of their overlays and widgets directly with it. However, OBS is Open Broadcaster software, so Streamlabs SL means they've got a very unfortunate acronym of SLOBs. Yeah. There's also XSplit, and that's a commercial broadcast software that folks use. It has great quality, but it's commercial, means you need to pay for it, and it's Windows only, where SLOBs and OBS are free for anybody to use on Windows, Mac, and Linux. Now, the first time I broadcast, it looked like this. Do you remember this chat room? I know none of you were in that chat that first time because there were only 4 people watching me, but I just had a gray bar down the side. I showed, well, here's the people that are following me. Mordecai might be here, Mordecai Zuber. He was one of my first followers. And I just put my social information up here. There's my Twitch, my Twitter, I'm sorry, and my blog. And I was working on a project over here in Visual Studio, and I had a really bad looking camera, and I've lost some weight since then, thank you. And it was just, there's my background behind me. That's okay. You know, it got the job done, it looked okay, and you don't need to do a lot. You need a good camera for all them blazer sparkles, says Robert Tables. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. But let's level up. Let's get some better hardware. Lights. You want soft lighting to help the camera. Get a nice level set of lighting. The camera's able to focus better and give a better picture at higher resolution and higher frame rate. Improve the sound. Use a headset so that you can hear your mix. You want to be able to hear what it is you're broadcasting. I can't hear the mix that we're sending out right now. Chatroom hasn't been complaining about it, so I'm guessing it's okay. Am I right, Chatroom? Let me know. I Am Not Myself uses his MacBook Pro. It works fine, but he doesn't use Visual Studio. That's where it gets tricky, is when you're using something like Visual Studio and you start fighting for processor, you're going to need more power. So offload stuff. Get better lights, better sound. And I dropped in a green screen so I can remove my background and let me actually sit inside the video production. Now that sounds weird because a green screen is something that only the weather guy has, right? Well, I bought one for 50 bucks and I put it behind my chair in my home office. I have a couple of lights that are shining at it, and I actually use these RGB LED lights from Stellar. I picked them up for 30 bucks on Amazon, but they've got a little remote so I can set the color. I have them sitting on the floor. I turn them to green, and I point them up at the green screen, so any of these shadows that you see behind my chair get filled in. So I get a nice even green behind me because I'm sitting right up against it in my home office. So that means I can update my look, and my video looks like, you can't see it because there we go, now you can see it. You can see it looks like I'm sitting inside of the application, right? I don't have this square around me that's taking up space. And I've moved things around, but my camera looks better. You can't tell what my sound sounds like, but it's better. Things are improved. My sound is fine, thank you. Audio mix is perfect, better than ever. All right, now Robert Tables is kissing up. So there we go. Now when you're invested, you want to go to the next level of hardware. What do you want to use for that next level of hardware? Well, Elgato makes what they call the key light, and that's a light that sits on a stand, and you can control the exact brightness. You can also control the temperature of the light so that folks can really see you and put perfect lighting on you. You can use a dedicated sound mixing board. So I use the Mackie FX8, and I'll show you a picture of that in the next slide. And I also use an Audio-Technica AT2020 condenser microphone. So just like a microphone like this that you see here, right? Can we see that on? There you go. You get real nice quality, professional quality sound going out, and you'll hear a little bit more when you see some of my other broadcasts. Really good sound. I've also installed some acoustic panels in my home office. You can get them for just a couple bucks. They're foam. You stick them to the wall, and they'll absorb some of your sound and deaden any extra sound or echo that you might have in your room. This is what my soundboard looks like, and I put some arrows here to show you how I've got things wired up, because when you first look at this, there's all these dials and sliders, and it's kind of intimidating. So I actually bring in my microphone here. This is called an XLR jack. I bring in my PC audio here on channel 3, all right? Next, I have a connection from the monitor here, the monitor, that is just the microphone. You can see these are the monitor settings. Just my microphone is dialed up. The rest of these are zeroed, and it goes through this signal back into my PC. The soundboard has a USB connection, so I'm sending my entire mix that's coming off of these sliders is what's going out to Twitch. The monitor, I can set this level independently so that it gets just my microphone, and when I talk to people on Skype or in Discord or on Teams, I'm using the exact same soundboard, the exact same microphone, and they're getting great quality audio coming from me to whatever service they're listening to me on. It also means that I can sneak my sound effects here on channel 3 into the monitor feed by turning this dial up a little bit and pressing a sound effect button, like some of those, the Mario coins. And now they can hear that out on Skype, Discord, whatever. Now, I installed these audio panels. Now, you turn them 2 different directions so they absorb the audio, and they're right behind my monitor. You can see my Razer Kiyo camera right there, but I've got a wall covered with them, and they just absorb the sound and it reverb, and it sounds really nice in my home office. So now, my channel looks like this. And you still can't see me because I've got that up. There you go. So now, right, I've got a nice microphone that's just creeping into the camera. You can't see any background here. I'm sitting inside of Visual Studio. I've got the same little nameplate here with current number of viewers. This is the sentiment, like I mentioned, in the chat room. And we've got folks chatting over here. I ran a tip cup for a while because this guy, Cinnabar, that's right, tell him that I'm calling him out here. Cinnabar was complaining that I wasn't filling up a tip cup here. They put all the little cheers, all the bits in there as people cheer, and Cinnabar trolled me immediately by cheering a whole bunch of bits but putting different little things for the text-to-speech to say as it came across the screen. Now, that's nice. Having all that stuff set up and running in OBS like I do over here tonight means that I can take this machine and run anywhere, like Channel 9 Studios. So Channel 9 has a great big green screen in there. They've got a TriCaster, they've got professional equipment, and we were able to run with our friend Allison Buchholz there and show things from inside the studio and work on our laptops. It was a lot of fun, and we were sitting in front of the Microsoft tree houses, superimposed in the background because we dropped out the green screen. And if you look closely, it's kind of hard to see in this light. This was the debut of my rainbow beard. And that was the beginning of, yeah, and look, people here are saying, the mysterious beard, rainbow beard, who's all here just waiting for the beard? Woot, yeah, haha, looks so good. Yeah, people loved seeing checking in for Beard Watch 2019. So that's become kind of a fun thing that I do on channel. So when you have all these things set up, it's a lot to manage. And right, you saw me setting up here. I had all these things I had to connect and plug in and work with. Well, when I'm actually going and doing this live, I don't want to be constantly touching and pressing buttons over here. I want to be able to run sound effects. I want to be able to run music. There's a ta-da going out. So I use, this is called the Elgato Stream Deck. I have another one here. There we go. So this is, let me show it there on camera. Turn that back on so you can see me. Come on. I didn't wire this up. There you go. So this is the Elgato Stream Deck. There it is. I've got my cable wrapped around it. You can't see the logo. Got to show the logo. There it is. So what they do is they give you this customized device. You can program the 15 buttons on them to have different pictures on them, different functions. I have them wired up to control my camera scenes here on OBS. I have them wired up also to play different sound effects, to start and stop my stream, so that I can control and run everything that I need for my show. There, that's what it looks like, so you can see a little bit bigger. Really great stuff. We've built some tools for .NET developers to be able to build their own actions that you can trigger with those buttons. We spent some time doing that in February and March. We gave a great talk about that yesterday at Dev Intersection down at the Disney World Swan. Really neat device. You can see all about how to work with that on my GitHub. And like I said, there's an archive of videos on YouTube. So I'm a big fan of this device. I run 3 of them concurrently at home, side by side. So I can control OBS and all my sound effects. It's a lot of fun. I'm absolutely enamored with it. So how do you use OBS? This is something that folks struggle with. Let me make sure we have some terms down first before I start showing you a little bit about how this works. You have scenes. A scene is a collection of video layouts that will be broadcast. So where I've placed my camera here, the nameplate over here, the chat, these events, even our ONETUG logo down here, those are all parts of the scene. each one of those parts is called a source. So it's an audio or video component that makes up that part, right? So I'm capturing this from webcam right here. This is actually a video that you see going by here. These numbers down at the bottom are actually browser components. They're coming out of a web browser, and the background's been dropped out, so you get just the numbers embedded there. Look at how happy chatroom is. 90% sentiment. Awesome. I love that. This is just an image that's embedded. This is another web page, and this is another web page that's automatically refreshing. If you need to start with the 6-button Stream Deck, make it work, then make it good. No, disagree, Robert Tables. I'm going to disagree with that. So he's referring to the Stream Deck. Let me just come back to this for a second. The Stream Deck comes in 3 sizes: 6-button, 15-button, and now 32-button. The little 6-button one is nice. Don't get me wrong, it's cheaper. It's less than $100. You need buttons. We're developers. You want buttons. You want to be able to have all of your scenes. You want to be able to have sound effects. You want to be able to do different things to control your presentation. Get the 15. And if you're a control freak, get the 32. Mixer, so you can compose all of your audio, so you can control exactly how it starts and stops. And you have transitions. You can have a short video or a transition, a change from one video to the next that happens between scenes. So I mentioned there are different available sources, and I've kind of touched on several of these as I pointed around. Yeah, the small one, there you go. The small Stream Deck is only $70, Lannon points out. So I mentioned browser, display. I can capture an entire display if I've got multiple displays on my machine. Images, media. Media is movies, basically. You can capture other scenes, right? So we're programmers. You're used to seeing object composition, right? We have this object makes up part of that object, makes up part of that object. You can take one scene in OBS and embed it in another scene as a source. That's kind of cool. Text, so you can actually hard code text in there that appears, and a video capture device. So my webcam that I have here, that's a video capture device. It's capturing live video of me. Or you can use capture cards. I'm using, for the folks that are here in the room, you can see, here it is. This is the Elgato HD60S video capture card.
How does a developer make a cheer? Hip, hip, less than hip, hip array.
Thank you, Carrie, for the cheer. This, you can see it has an HDMI cable coming in, and it's got a USB-C with USB 3 connection going into my PC. That way, I've got all the processing to take video from this machine that I have here on the podium through into my production machine, and I've laid it out in this middle area here to present, share with our friends on Twitch, and also to show to you. So you compose this all together with OBS, and it looks like this. Let me turn off my video there so we can see it again. There we go. So I purposely made this a little bit small because I don't want you to so much get tied up in some of the names that I have to things. But you can see I have a little widget going across the top here. It's actually a little ticker that I built to show the folks that have contributed to our GitHub repositories and our GitHub projects. I want to recognize viewers who are helping out in our community. But all of these pieces fit together, and here are the sources that are being shown in this current scene. And that scene is in this list of scenes over here. This is called Code Chroma Key Stream Elements. Here's my sound mixer, so you can see I have several different sound input devices that I'm collecting and working with. Not just besides my desktop, I've got a microphone connected. This is the audio coming in from my mixing board, and I just call it mixer because it's the mixer on my desk there, you know. I also have a voice change application that I run so that I can take my voice and make myself sound like Darth Vader or auto-tune or all kinds of fun stuff, right? This is edutainment. We gotta have fun with this. So those are the various pieces that you configure. When you're ready to start streaming, you got a big fat start streaming button here. Hammer that, it'll turn over and say stop streaming. You can also record from OBS and stop recording, and it'll put a MP4 on disk for you. Studio mode will put 2 windows side by side so you can see preview and program. Settings, exit, those kind of make sense. Carrie says I use my Stream Deck mainly for work. Very cool. They're talking about NDI here. NDI is a neat technology you can use to send video from one device to another. We can use it for Skype here. Streamception, yes, Streamception, seeing all the video back to back. So let's talk about those stream interactions. You've seen some of these already go by here. You have interactive widgets, embedded video that responds to chat interactions to make video more fun. These actually end up being browser sources. It's a web page with a GIF, with an MP4 that play on the screen. So typically what you do is you add a browser source to the scene, you set the URL for that browser to wherever you've been told to hook up to, place that appropriate in your layout, and you configure your widget on that service. So that's how I get our friend Steve popping up here, right? That's sitting in OBS, pointing to a different service, and it just appears there whenever that action happens. The external service, Stream Elements or Streamlabs, are the two big ones, and we'll see that in a second. They listen for these events on your channel and update the widget appropriately. So not only do they do this, but they also do these event lists over here, the chat room. Those are all widgets that those folks provide. I built these widgets down here for the follower number, the viewer number, and the sentiment analysis. Nobody does sentiment analysis. That's a custom thing you can only find on my channel. All right, widget providers, I mentioned Streamlabs. So they give you individual little widgets. You can browse to their website, you can configure them, you copy them out and put them down into your application. You can manage them directly on their website, or of course if you have slobs, you can use that and you can configure it directly in the application locally on your machine. The one that I've started using now more and more is called Stream Elements. So you add widgets to custom layouts on a canvas on their web application. You can organize it and lay it out, and you then take that layout as a browser source, the entire screen layout, and you drop it into OBS, and all of this that you're seeing down the side here, this, not that, but all this stuff down the side and the alerts that you've seen pop up down at the bottom here, that's all coming from Stream Elements. Now the last one I want to talk about is one that a lot of our friends in the creative community like to use, and it's called GIFbot. And GIFbot was written by a friend of mine. Her name, she goes by the pseudonym Fierce Kittens, and she's actually a WPF developer for a large gaming studio, and in the evening she likes to sew and do creative things on stream. But when she was learning C#, she wanted to do something fun for her stream and be able to share that with friends. And here she is, and this is her stream. She doesn't have very many widgets going by. She wants you to be able to see what's going on. She's got a little tip cup. She's got an overhead camera that you can see right here in front of her nose. But that's what's going on here on her desk because she's doing sewing, crafting, these things. That's her hobby. That's what she wants to share, her art that she wants to share with you on stream. But she wrote GIFbot, and GIFbot does some interesting things like this.
Because this is what happens with 1,000 bits.
So, yeah, right? You want to be able to do fun things, right? Infotainment, edutainment, and that's one of the things that you can do on Fierce Kitten's channel when you cheer a certain number of bits. The Dole Whip from Disney pops up and dances around. And that's all .NET. They're images that are dancing, rotating with the music playing. It's fun, right? So, how do you configure Twitch? What are all the various dials and buttons you can do on Twitch? First off, you have a wall. And if you're looking at my channel right now, I know the folks in the chat room aren't. Look at them. They're all saying, hey, look, it's Kittens. Yeah, there she is. You have a wall that occurs beneath the video. You can scroll down when you're looking at it on a PC. If you're on your phone, there's a tab that says Info, and you'll see this content that's on the wall. There's text blocks. There's images like these. And you can also put images with text blocks. We also have extensions like this one that shows you the current projects on GitHub that I'm working on. We've got a little widget here that says time till my next stream. I've got links off to my Discord channel, some other things. I've even got a store out there. People can buy mugs and things that have my caricature on it. So that's kind of cool. You can configure these real easy. Everybody knows how to do a little bit of markdown, how to place images. They give you a specific size to put on there, and away you go with a configuration that looks a little bit like this. And these are easy to understand. You can put a title on top of things. I typically use an image that has nice big text. Here are the extensions. They're customized. Additional features that you can put on Twitch. And once you have these in your channel, you can then move them around freely into whatever layout you want that makes you happy on stream. Now, behind the scenes, now I'm showing you my dashboard here, and I've purposely made the text a little bit smaller because I don't want to, there's some numbers and things here that I don't want to necessarily share. But when I'm broadcasting, I actually have, I had it up here on my Mac, but the Mac went to sleep. I watch this all the time. Okay, I see a preview, a very small preview of what's being broadcast immediately. I can set the information like the title of my stream, notification text I want to send out to folks, the tags and category that I'm broadcasting under, right? A category is very important for discovery of your channel. You want folks to be able to find you. Now, Twitch encourages us to broadcast in the science and technology category when we're writing code. I have several tags that I place in here so that people know that I'm doing programming, software development, I'm broadcasting in English. It's an AMA, ask me anything and I'll answer questions for you. All kinds of information there to help categorize so people can discover my channel. I've got some numbers, some statistics here. It'll show me the current number of viewers, how long I've been broadcasting right here, the total number of views of my channel, the total number of followers that I have, and this star will show you the number of subscribers that you have, the number of folks that are paying you to stream. There's my chat room, and I've got some other information over here, who I'm currently hosting. I'm hosting a friend of mine, Ellie Face, at this time when this screenshot was taken a couple months ago. If somebody's hosting me, some information about them, and because I'm a partner, I get this dialog here that says run an ad, and I can click that and start broadcasting an advertisement to folks. Now, because I'm a partner, I can also establish what's called a stream team. Now, a stream team is a bunch of folks, just like a professional team or an esports team. It's a bunch of folks that do similar things. We want to cross-promote each other and raise the bar for all of our streams together. So I established the Live Coders team, and there's a couple folks from the team here in the channel now. I am not myself, Robert Tables, Carrie Payette, they're all members of this Live Coders team. They're folks who write code live on Twitch, answer questions, they're very open to educating, and they want to participate and have a positive experience with you in chat to raise the level of our community. And you can see a list of some of the broadcasters over here. There's Brian Clark, No Opcat, that's Suze Hinton. There's Steve Smith, he's Ardalis. Potato Quality, that's Chrissy Lemaire. She makes the SQL DB tools for PowerShell. She's broadcasting, showing you how she's building PowerShell tools live on Twitch. Talk to Me Gooseman, that's Eric Guzman. He's in the San Diego area, and he does really cool stuff with building Twitch extensions, including that GitHub extension. Twitch categories tell me we're still not even remotely accepted. It's getting better. We're getting there. We don't have the size of some of the games, but we're growing. How do you be successful? Once you start doing this, how do you grow? How do we get successful as a streamer? All right. Be consistent. They say this about blogs. They say this about podcasts. Keep a consistent schedule. All right. I have this Streamlabs stream schedule and countdown extension that's embedded in my channel, and it shows you how long until my next stream. And it even shows you what days of the week. All right. That counts down. I want people to see, here's when I'm next going to broadcast. Start slow. It takes time to build an audience, okay? Unless you've already got the community that you're bringing over to streaming, take your time. Grow, okay? Make your recordings available so that folks who miss your live broadcast can also tune back in and see how awesome you are. Additionally, Twitch has a facility so you can take those videos and export them to YouTube so that people can see you over there as well. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Nobody wants to see the top of your head. If you're writing code and all that people see is this the whole time, that's not very exciting, okay? People want to see you. They want to see you smile. There are some folks who are a little timid. They don't want to appear on video. That's okay. I've also seen folks use a tool called Face Rig. Have you guys seen Face Rig? I'm not going to bring it up here, but what Face Rig will allow you to do is the camera will scan your face for various points of interest, and you'll have an avatar. It might be a dog, it might be a cat, it might be a robot, and that will appear in place of your camera live on stream. It's a little creepy, but it's fun. Everybody loves watching a dog talking to them teaching code. It's true. Some other keys to... Now, Santosh ran off when I finally put his picture on screen. There he is. So we had Santosh on with us. I'll show that clip in a little bit here. You're an entertainer. I keep coming back to this. Your viewers are watching to have a good time. If you're sitting and you're just talking with a dull voice, and we're going to walk through building some C# today, and I've got some classes we're going to make. That's boring. That's lame. Have fun. Do some neat things. Drop some applause in there, some sound effects. Have a good time with them. Bring your friends and community, all right? And be a part of the Twitch community. Get out there. Let folks know, who you are. Talk to them. Don't brag to them that you're also a streamer. They know you're a streamer. You're on Twitch. But get out there and say, hey, this is really neat. I have a good time here. And if folks ask you about your stream, well, what do you stream about? Oh, I write code and we do some neat things together. But it's bad etiquette to go into somebody else's channel and say, I got to take off at 8 o'clock tonight. We're going to be playing some Fortnite over on my channel. Because you've just told everybody, stop watching over here at this time and come watch on my channel. That's bad etiquette, all right? You don't see Burger King walking into McDonald's and say, everybody come get free Whoppers. No, they don't do that. They don't do that. Take advantage of the platform. Interact with your viewers. You've seen me talking to the chat room here. Love the camera, embrace the camera, Robert Table says. Be one. I don't know about be one with the camera. That's a little much. Let's see. Loud cuckoo land, no consistent. Yeah, you want to have good consistency. Yep, consistency, so fail. All right, you got to work on this. Clark IO is here. There's our friend Brian Clark. He's a local. So have fun with it. Bad audio can kill a broadcast. How's my audio? Chat room said my audio was pretty good. People need to be able to hear you. Bad lighting, bad camera, viewers can forgive that, okay? My lighting isn't great here tonight. We've got a little sunlight coming in from the side, but that's okay. They're able to hear us. You're able to hear me here. It's great. I'm knocking out the camera here with my fantastic jacket. Last, and this is the most important thing. I cannot say this enough. I'm even going to hide the video here for a second. Everyone is welcome. I can't say this enough. Be inclusive. Don't rip on any kind of politics, nationality, race, gender, religion, faith. Don't do that. This is a completely open community. Encourage more folks to join you. Have a good time together, okay? The more different folks that join us in our channels and that talk and bring different viewpoints, the more fun you're going to have because you're going to learn something from those folks that you might not have experienced, that you might not have expected. All right? Bring everybody in. Everyone is welcome. Be inclusive. There will be trolls. Don't sweat them. That's what your moderators are there to help with. Let them block and turn off those folks who say, we're not going to talk to you out there because you got that ugly jacket. Boom, gone. We can moderate those people away and they won't be able to talk for a while on our channel. All right? Welcome everybody. That's important. Even if they don't know how to write code, maybe they don't know whatever topic it is that you're working on. That's okay. They're there to learn. They showed an interest in you. Encourage them. All right? Any questions? I know the chat room's been running by with some questions. My name is Jeff Fritz. This works on my machine. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, GitHub, YouTube at C#Fritz. And I've got all kinds of tips about how to get started with this linked from live.csharpfritz.com. So all the things that I showed you here tonight, I've got blog articles linked from live.csharpfritz.com. That also has a link to my Twitch channel. So when I am broadcasting live, you can watch the show from there. All right, before I go to the chat room and ask them for some more questions, I don't need an audience cam, I tell you. Diversity and inclusion, absolutely. I'm not concerned as much about diversity as I am inclusion. Diversity means we're gonna work hard to bring folks in. If folks want to come in, you're welcome. Diversity will happen when everybody is welcome. All right? Any questions here in the room before we go to the chat room? They're going to run their mouths or keyboards there. But anything going on here you want to ask questions about? Sure, over here. Do I have any big name paid sponsors is the question. Carrie brought up G Fuel in the past. I ran a stream for Halloween. And I brought in a couple of sponsors to help with some giveaways. G Fuel, they make an energy drink. It's a powder that you can buy for a couple bucks. It effectively replaces coffee. Really, really great stuff that I enjoy. But they gave me a bunch of things to give away. They were a big name sponsor. They're big on the platform. I've had Telerik. I've had Telerik Progress Software. They've had some giveaways for me. Other software companies I've had involved. I do have, going into the late summer, some other companies, software companies that you've heard of that are sponsoring the stream, and we're going to be visiting with some of their folks as a guest on the stream. And we might have some giveaways from some of those folks while we're there as well. They'll be joining us. But big name companies, I haven't had something like a Gillette sponsoring me yet. Now, what's chat room saying over my shoulder here? What do we say? I can get you sponsors, says Rush One Rock. All right, let's talk. New to Twitch, cheers from Lima, says Jesus Mark. Well, thank you. Or is that Gazoo's Mark? All right. But yeah, Peru, let's see here. When first starting, you'll be talking a lot to yourself. That's true, says Skull Crusher for life up here, right? That's important to know when you're getting started, because when a viewer pops in, you're going to want to start engaging them. So good question. Thank you for sharing that. Well, okay, go ahead. Yes, YouTube live stream has about 750,000 streamers on it. Twitch has 1.73 million streamers on it. So there's a difference in magnitude there between the two. You can absolutely stream to YouTube. It'll get you placement on Google when you do stream. If you're streaming on a topic that somebody's searching for, you will appear in the search results. However, more people are watching and streaming on Twitch, significantly more. Thank you for the follow, Infinite's Lives. Hey, nice. Infinite NES Lives. Ah, thank you. I get that. See that? G Fuel ad plant in the audience. There's G Fuel over there, actually. So, yeah, yes, sir.
So, would this thing be a great medium for our user group?
Yes, absolutely.
If we were to every month,
There are other user groups that are doing this. There's one in Hampton Roads, Virginia. Our friend Kevin Griffin from Ineta, right? He's another Ineta person when Ineta was a thing. He broadcasts his user groups from Hampton Roads. Philly.net, my local user group, I didn't even encourage them. They just started doing it. They broadcast on Twitch. It's great to get you outside of just these walls, right? Particularly the folks that are in the north, that are in those areas where in the winter they're going to hit bad weather and folks aren't going to be able to come out. When you can broadcast like this, you've got how many folks that are watching, you've got how many folks in the room. Now it's worthwhile for a speaker to say, yeah, sure, I'm going to come out and participate. Because I've been there. I've been to a user group in a small state that starts with a D that's near Pennsylvania, and we had 3 people attend. And I drove an hour and a half to go speak to that user group, and that feels bad, right? So this is a great way to get engaged outside the walls and to encourage more folks. Crumbs, we have somebody watching the user group tonight from Peru, right? That's huge. We've got folks across in Europe that are watching tonight, right? They wouldn't come here to watch, but they're joining us tonight. And you know what? If you're broadcasting next month, maybe they'll tune in if there's a topic they're interested in. So, right, we've taken ONETUG now to some of these folks in Europe. That's great. So.
There's a question earlier on the chat about using the sound effects.
Yes.
Legal issues.
So, okay, so the question that was in chat room is about legal issues with sound effects. Here's the thing. if you play music in chat.
Why did the developer go broke? They used up all their cash.
Yes, the developer went broke because they used up all their cash. Nice. When you're using sound effects, you can't play a song. As soon as you play more than, I think it's 5 seconds of a song, a copyrighted song, you will be tagged and your channel will be muted. If you take that over to YouTube and you publish a video that has a commercial song, they will copyright strike you and you will not be able to publish that content. You're violating the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, DMCA. However, the sound effects that I use are less than 5 seconds. Typically not copyrighted content. However, my interpretation, my understanding, and what I've read from other folks is because I'm playing them not in the context of replaying that movie or that television show, because I'm using them to parody and make fun of things and use them as a reference. Parody is exempt from DMCA, is the way that I understand the law. I haven't been challenged on that, but when I need to consult a lawyer, I will. The current understanding and my defense right now is it's parody, which is acceptable. You do anything to get yourself a pop and can get there, you missed Inca Cola. Oh, okay. Sure. Inca Cola in Peru. Is that a thing? Delaware. Yeah, that's right, Delaware. So, all right. Any other questions?
So when you get started coding on Twitch,
Yes.
what do you recommend knowing the subject beforehand as to the learning live?
So, okay, so the question is, when you get started, should you know the entire subject ahead of time or just go live and figure it out? A friend of mine who is a very popular speaker, very well known, gave effectively a breakout session for their first streams on Twitch and did not acknowledge the chat room and went straight ahead, and it was picture perfect the whole way through. And it didn't land well with folks. That's okay. If that's what you want to do, go for it. However, what folks like to watch is the drama. They want to see something unfold. They want to see you figure something out. They want to learn with you. So I go in with as little planning as possible. Yeah, that's right, chat room. I said I don't plan on this. What makes that interesting then is I know I'm going to work on this project and I want to get to this goal. I want to finish this functionality. And maybe I'll get there, maybe I won't. Maybe I know how to write that code, maybe I don't. That's okay. What folks are interested in seeing is how you learn and how you figure out what it is you're going to work on. So when I take that project, right, and I need to figure out, let's do entity framework with Blazor. Well, Blazor is a brand new .NET framework for in the browser. I don't really know how to use that yet, so we're gonna Google with Bing different solutions for this and put stuff together, and it might work, but it might not. Maybe we find a bug. Maybe we don't. If we do find a bug, we'll file that bug together, and I have video I can share with the team that shows here's what I did and here's what happened. So it's a neat way to kind of cross and show just how real development is, right? You've only got so many pre-canned breakout sessions that you can give, right? And if you're doing this every couple days, you're going to run out of content. Or if you're doing things live, when you figure things out, so over February and March, we were building things for the Stream Deck, building tools. Well, I took all the content that we learned over those 2 months and I turned that into a breakout session. So I consolidated it down, brought it to a 1-hour session that I could share and make available to folks. And that was great. So there's 2 sides to it. I like to think that going live and watching the train wreck is what people like to do. Do you like to watch the train wreck? Twitch is not lynda.com. Go there for that stuff. Sushi Day with the surprised face. Yeah, best laid plans will never go as planned, says 2 Wolf. There you go. Finland says it works on my machine. There you go. Just do it live. I have that. I have that sound effect. I've got it here.
Do it live.
There you go. I've got all these sound effects. Do the thing, says Robert Tables. You get a real idea of what being a professional programmer is really like on Twitch. Make mistakes. It's okay. Be ready to recover. Nobody's upset if you make a mistake. It happens. But be ready to resolve it. Anything else here in the room? Sure. Sure.
When I'm learning live, I usually don't have a timeline. Like it could take 10 minutes, it could take 3 hours. So should I do all 3 hours on Twitch, or can I just say?
So the question is, you don't really have a timeline when you're writing code, when you're working on a project. Should you do the entire time on Twitch? Or if it goes long? Or should you stop when you're done? Depends. It's up to you. What feels good to you? If you finish your task in 10 minutes, surely there's something after that that you would work on. Explore that. Take a look at it. Does it make sense? Go for it. But know when to stop. Know when to say, this isn't working out quite right. I wasn't expecting this to happen. I need to do a little research. Let me do some research on this and come back next time. And I've had to do that a few times. It's not easy to do, but knowing when to stop and admit you need to do a little bit more work offline is beneficial to everybody. Because then you can get back into something instead that's a lot more interesting. Cool. Oh, Brave Cobra's here. Hello, hello. Brave Cobra's a longtime viewer. Yes, I have streamed myself putting a sensor in the breadboard backwards. Then had to figure out what I did wrong. Not the finest moment, but it was a real moment. Absolutely. That's funny to watch sometimes when you see somebody make a silly mistake, but you learn from it. Oh, you know what? I need to make sure that I put this in the right way. So, all right. We've been going here for about an hour and a half. I think that's a stream. Fantastic. Thanks so much, everybody, for being here. Chat room, thank you for stopping by.